So, welcome back to the Arsenal podcast. The truth about Philippe Coutinho to Arsenal, the full story is what I'm going to be discussing. Can Arsenal get Philippe Coutinho? Welcome back. Subscribe to the channel down there, like the video, and get the comments coming in. It will be much appreciated. Starting with Philippe Coutinho to Arsenal, the full story. All you need to know. Now, we know that Mikel Arteta has been looking for a playmaker, and we have tried to get almost everybody who can actually do that job in at Arsenal, starting with Philippe Coutinho, Thiago Alcantara, Hausenawa, and other playmakers. And the recent one is Said Benrahma, the Brentford playmaker, with very good statistics. But of course, we haven't gone with any bid officially. Philippe Coutinho is one of those players that, have been linked with Arsenal in this summer, really. And, every Arsenal fan out there is interested, very happy that we are going to get Philippe Coutinho. But can we actually manage Philippe Coutinho? What do we have to do, and what have we done? 3 months back, before the transfer window opened, Arsenal was linked to a couple of players. Now, I want us to talk about Philippe Coutinho as the playmaker Arsenal are looking at. Many sources quoted us saying that we would go for Philippe Coutinho on a loan deal that would actually cost us around 9 to 10 million, or go with Matteo Guendouzi and then 45 million pounds in a swap deal. Barcelona, of course, never gave us any verdict, because the player was still at Bayern Munich, and we had to wait for the Champions League to end and so much more. So what we did was to wait patiently for Philippe Coutinho to end his career at Bayern Munich, because he had a loan deal there. And when the loan deal actually expired, he went back to Barcelona, and now we are still waiting for a verdict from Barcelona. Rumors still have it that we went with Matteo Guendouzi and a 45 million bid for Philippe Coutinho, trying to sign him on a permanent deal, which of both were rejected. Now, that was ridiculous, really ridiculous, because for a top-class playmaker like Philippe Coutinho, one person who can score goals, one player who can give you, assists and create many chances per game, there is no way you would go for 45 million pounds, basing on the fact that they bought him from Liverpool at 124 million. Okay, all that put aside, we were still interested in Philippe Coutinho, and we had the player come to the Emirates Stadium for discussions. Rumors still have it, according to Football.London, that we agreed personal terms with Philippe Coutinho, and I don't know what the terms were, because they never, they were never specified. But Football.London claimed that we agreed personal terms with the player to sign for us on a loan deal that would take us through the 2020-2021 season. His agent, Kia Jorapchin, of course, all of us know that Kia Jorapchin is one of the agents that are very, very close to Arsenal as a club, and maybe for one reason or another, that's why we won the battle of William Borges da Silva from Chelsea to Arsenal, despite interest from Barcelona and interest from Chelsea to keep the player at the Stamford Bridge. So many discussions took place, and time went by as we tried to get Philippe Coutinho. Talking to Kia Jorapchin, Jorapchin also came out and said William Borges da Silva is going to join Arsenal. However, there is no deal between Arsenal and Barcelona as regards to Coutinho, but we are still trying to see that the player could actually get a loan deal, maybe to the North London club. So guys, that is all we know about Philippe Coutinho. We have had talks with his agent. We have in quotes claimed that we have agreed personal terms with the player, and so much more. Do we need Philippe Coutinho? That's a big question. Now, if you look at how Mikel Arteta lines up his formation, 3-4-3 or 4-4-3, that could be the basic formation. He would go for either 3-4-3 or 4-3-3. That would be the basic. In my opinion, if you have 3-4-3, 3 centre backs at the back, probably that would be Luiz, Magalhaes, and then Saliba. Leno would be my goalkeeper in this case. I'll go, you have 4 midfielders who are in this case Granit Xhaka, Dani Ceballos, and 2 fullbacks who join the midfield, occasionally, and of course occasionally drop back to the defense. So that is Kian Tierney and Ails Maitland-Niles, who's very much favored by Mikel Arteta. So that means that there are three positions left for Arsenal to occupy. That is the striker, the winger on the left, and the winger on the right. Right now, Willian is on the left. Aubameyang occupies the central, the central position, and the right is Nicolai Pepe. So how do you convince me that Arsenal really need Philippe Coutinho? Because if you are using a 3-4-3, we are not in need of a number 10. It looks like Mikel Arteta has never been, in love with using a number 10, the traditional formation of occupying number 8 and number 10 is dying out according to Mikel Arteta's formation. Hopefully, if we went with the 4-4-2 formation, that would be quite different, or a 4-3-3. If you have a 4-3-3, that means Kian Tierney and Els Matanau's drop back to the defense, and then David Louis and Gabriel Magalhaes occupy the defense, the central defense, positions. Of course, I know many of you would want to see William Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes partner together. However, when we come to the midfield, the three midfielders then could be either Dani Ceballos and Granit Xhaka, or Thomas Partey in this case, who we have been really following so much. And then, one player to stand in front of them, and that would be Philippe Coutinho as the number 10, player, the playmaker. What would be the role of Philippe Coutinho in a 4-3-3? I think Dani Ceballos and Granit Xhaka would be just, giving us, protective cover for our vulnerable defense, which has David Louis, and then the role of Philippe Coutinho would be trying to create chances and then dictate the rhythm of the game, especially in the midfield. Obviously, the three in front will stay as Willian, Pepe, and Aubameyang. If we choose to go a 4-4-2, that means the defense has 4 defenders. They will stay as Els Matanau's, Kian Tierney, David Luiz, and Gabriel Magalhaes, in my opinion. The 4 midfielders in this case, will play as Dani Ceballos, Granit Xhaka, and someone like Thomas Partey. Then you have Philippe Coutinho just dropping in front of them, as the playmaker. And then you have 2 players at the front who could be Nicolai Pepe and Aubameyang. That means Lacazette goes to the bench as well as Willian Borges de Silva. So depending on what Mikel Arteta wants to use the man himself, Coutinho, that could be how we would actually accommodate him in our club. Do we need Philippe Coutinho? The truth is we do need Philippe Coutinho, because if you look at the recent games we have been playing, especially last season, it shows that Arsenal needs a dangerous midfielder, a dangerous playmaker, a dangerous player who can actually create chances and score goals from the midfield. If you remove the goals of Aubameyang from Arsenal, we literally remain with none, and that is really scary and very, very unprofessional for a team like Arsenal to depend on goals from one source. So probably that's why we need Philippe Coutinho more than ever. Will we get Philippe Coutinho? The truth about Philippe Coutinho. The truth is, in my opinion, I don't think we are going to get Philippe Coutinho. First and foremost, we are struggling to get Partey at £50 million. And Coutinho, if it's going to be a permanent deal, it's going to be a hell lot more expensive than £50 million. The second deal would be to get him on a loan deal. But considering the fact that Arsenal are going to be paying 10 million for a loan deal for Philippe Coutinho, I don't think either Arsenal is going to pay such money for a loan deal for a player who is 28 years of age. However much reports claim Mikel Arteta and Edu are all in love with the player. What can we do to get Philippe Coutinho? It's as simple as that. Go to Barcelona, table £7 million for a loan deal. That would be the easier thing. But according to the economic crisis Arsenal really has right now, I don't think we are going to spend £7 million on a loan deal. If our transfer priority is £45 million, 50 million euros, you should say is becoming a problem. How about a player that's gonna come on a loan deal at £7 million? Just think about it. So the truth is, I don't think we are gonna get Philippe Coutinho. That's the truth. I don't think Arsenal is going to wake up one day and we have signed Philippe Coutinho. Maybe what I can think of exactly in my head is we can get a person like Said Benrahma, who is 25 years of age. He has, he's priced at 25 million pounds. We can pay that across a period of 2-3 years, and then we are good to go. Are we safe without a playmaker? The answer is no. Arsenal cannot be one of the greatest clubs again if we do not get the greatest players, in the greatest positions. All of us know Arsenal as a passing club, you need a number 10, you need a number 6, you need a number 8, and a number 9 that are very, very significant and solid. Do we have a number 6 that is, quite well, quite good? No. Mohamed Elneny is the option, plus Granit Xhaka, and you don't feel they are what Arsenal needs. Number 8, Dani Ceballos is there, but if he gets injured, then we are going to go back to the same old crap of bringing in Matteo Guendouzi and Joe Willock to play, just to fill in the positions. Number 10, Philippe Coutinho is an option. Hausenawa is also an option, but we get them signed this summer. That's the biggest question. And me, as Kosi, I believe Arsenal might not go for Philippe Coutinho, but we might actually sign a playmaker, either Benrahma or Awa or anyone. I think we might get a playmaker, but not Philippe Coutinho. Thank you for staying with me on the Arsenal podcast, and of course, don't forget to subscribe and like the channel. Bye bye.